All right, more breaking news. We have Israel Air Force has shared that dozens of fighter jets of the Israeli Air Force are now attacking targets of the terrorist organization Hamas in the Gaza Strip in several locations as well. General Sudhakarji still with us on the program. General Sudhakarji, perhaps the Hamas that came to power in 2007 doesn't realize that the high-tech weaponry that Israel has fortified itself with is going to be hard to break. And let us not forget that the Americans have always supported Israel, and this is not just going to be a war between Israel and Palestine. If things do escalate, there are going to be in fact allies and partners who would like to step in.
Absolutely, Vinit. Very relevant point that you have highlighted. Rather, I would say in clear terms, US is going to play a very, very important role in bringing or calming down the raised tempers and the violent activities. Let's not forget about the fact that the bigger elephant in the room is China. For all you know, all these activities of surprise incursion or whatever you may call it under the sun, they may have been a kind of a architecture or a design by China itself, because let's not forget, few months back only China was in the news trying to make a peace deal between Palestine and Israel, which did not go down too well. It was not to the liking of Americans, having left Afghanistan in a hurry, in haste, in a disorganized manner. So America is trying to reset its foreign policy in the West Asia, and they are trying to negotiate with Saudi Arabia. And like the earlier panelists, they brought out that Abraham Accord being what it is today, until unless Saudi Arabia signs the Abraham Accord, is not going to take off in earnest. So therefore, there are very prominent civil linings actually coming about. No matter, China may have brokered peace between Saudi Arabia and Iran. However, with US coming back to West Asia in a very effective manner, persuading Saudi Arabia, going in for IMEC corridor during the G20, bringing about peace between Palestine and Israel through Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia had actually demanded 4 major issues. The first and foremost thing was to bring in, America should actually bring in its architecture of protecting Saudi Arabia like a NATO architecture, security architecture. Number 2 was to provide state-of-the-art technology to Saudi Arabia. Number 3 was the nuclear reactor, civil nuclear reactor energy producing facility. And the next one was to have peace on the method of two-nation theory or two-state theory between Israel and Palestine, which has not been liked by Palestine, which has not been liked by China. China was the main broker. So for all we know, that this may have been a kind of a retaliation from China, who's been lying in the way, making use of the proxies on the ground. So coming back to your question, yes, Vinit, I agree with you. There are very, very major outcomes which are waiting down the timeline. Also, we should be mindful of the fact that there is an election in US round the corner. It's not very far off. And that election may be becoming one of the central points which is driving US to have a materialistic and successful milestone in bringing about peace in the West Asia, allowing US to come back with all its allies into West Asia and enhance its footprint, so that there is a balance of power in the world order, so that, like the old saying goes, no superpower likes to lose its power. So similarly, let the supremacy of the superpower be given the booster to sustain itself in 21st century by having its footprint both in the Indo-Pacific as also West Asia.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.